Hello, everybody. I'm with group number 5. Our topic today is construction of cabins. This is the project that we've chosen to manage and to talk about today, and we'll be happy to share with you a little bit about it. Here's one example of the design of this cabin and what the finished product will look like at the end. So we have a description of the cabin that we'll be constructing. We have detailed plans for the construction of an 108 square foot cabin. The reason that we chose 108 square feet is because you don't require permits to build, so we can get product to customers faster. The cabin design will be weatherproof and have a standardized design. With proper maintenance, it'll be able to last up to 100 years. And our approximate time of construction is 21 days with a budget of $16,000 on the first model. Just a little background on some of the materials that you'll need for this project and that we're using. We'll need pressure treated lumber in various sizes, spruce boards and lumber, cedar boards and lumber, pine lumber and boards, plywood sheeting for roofing and for flooring, and also steel roofing material. We believe that building cabins will be a successful business in the world of COVID-19 at the moment. There's really been a rapid increase in demand for local getaways and vacations. A lot of people are opting to buy real estate in Northern Ontario or making additions to the properties that they already do own. Having the ability to construct a standard layout for the cabin that does not require permits will allow for rapid construction and dependable products for all clients. Cabins also provide an attractive way for property owners to add sleeping quarters with less complex ways of construction than your traditional addition. The estimated margin on building this cabin would be 35%. The main deliverable of our product is to be able to properly design and construct standardized cabin build, satisfying customer needs and staying within budget. The stakeholder requirements for both the project and the product is a standardized single design, a water and weatherproof cabin, comfortable extra quarters for guests, also secure and stable lofts. And our goal is also to be able to allow for an accurate and repeatable design in construction. Some of the milestones that we've set in this project are from beginning to end are the design of the cabin, the floor and sidewall construction, the porch and front back wall construction, roofs and lofts being complete, and the final inspection to approve the layout and design of the product. Some of the risks that are involved in this project are lumber prices rising following due to the quote to our client. We've seen this a lot in the construction industry in the past year. There also could be conflicts between stakeholders and the company management over issues. Another risk that we've taken in this project is stakeholders could only accept customized products and want that on their property. And lastly, some stakeholders could opt out due to the increases in lumber price over the project.
Everyone, my name is Michael Yetman. I'll be talking to you about our project scope, resource management, and quality aspects of our project later in the presentation. Some of the main highlights of project scope include the construction of the cabin to be completed within 21 days and within budget. It will also not require a permit. We'll be working 5 days a week. All aspects of the construction of the cabin will be tested and inspected by our contractor on site, Mr. John Orton. The inspection of electrical equipment will take place after the framing stage. The work breakdown structure is divided into 3 sections, those being the foundation, framing, and interior work. Within those 3 sections, we will be first inspecting and marking out the cabin site, and then laying down the foundation. Following that comes the framing of the building, installation of the doors and windows. After that would be the installation of electrical work, followed by the installation of the drywall and plywood floors.
From the Gantt chart and the critical path shown here, it will approximately take us 21 days to complete the construction. The project can be broken down into 3 main categories, which are the foundation, framing, and finally the roof and loft area. We first have to start by building the foundation, which includes enough time for the concrete to settle down. This process will take around 4 days to complete. One more thing that we need to take a note of is to make sure to keep watering the cement every day. Cement usually heats up very quickly, and water will help us cool it down. After that, we will proceed by framing the house. Main steps of this part of the project are installation of walls, door, and windows. The estimated time to complete this part is about 10 days. After all of this, our last step will be to build a robust roof and loft area, which will be completed in about 7 days.
When it comes to resource management, as we are a relatively small company, it's important that we have a functional organizational structure. We start off with our Chief Executive Officer, Alan, as the head of the organization, and below that we have our contractor, John, supervising the site. Working in close collaboration with our contractor are our designer and lead hand, Bill, and Randy, our electrician. Working for Bill are Robert and VJ, our general laborer and carpenter. It is very important to have a great quality management system for a project to be successful. It is also imperative that the quality manager, in our case John, our contractor, has over 20 years experience building tiny homes and cabins. With John's experience, we were able to find a comparable project that was similar to our current project. With this, we were able to train our staff more effectively when going over the project scope, expectations, and managing quality. Our project was successful because we hired experienced tradespersons that specialized in cabin construction. We conducted daily inspections on site to make sure nothing was wrong and to ensure that we were on budget and on track. We also made sure that we had weekly meetings with our team on what we can improve upon and to further develop our cohesiveness on the project. Finally, in the control quality stage, we would, with techniques such as data analysis and inspections throughout the project's life, be able to verify if we have met our deliverables needed. If a defect was found or a shipment was not delivered, we would use our check sheet and log in what had happened. This helps us learn from our mistakes and tells us what we can improve upon in the future.
Register and impact matrix created for the construction of the cabin. The risk register identifies the risk and shows how likely it might happen and addresses it to the person who's in charge of it. As we can see, there are 7 risks which have been identified. 3 of these fall under business risk and the rest fall under peer risk. In case of any of these happening, the mitigation actions have been determined and recorded on the register. Other table, which you can see on the right, shows the impact if any of these identified risks would happen. While most of them are in the medium impact zone, there are still 2 which are in the high impact zone.
Just going to talk a little bit about the communication management. In our communication plan, there's 8 total stakeholders, and the number of communication channels is 28. Within the project, we've had a number of steps to manage communications. These include utilizing tools such as communication plan charts, communication matrices, stakeholder analysis, status reports, and progress reports. These tools will help keep the clients and the managers aware of the progress of the project at any given time. This is just an example of one of the communication plans. It shows the stakeholders, their status, their communication and what to communicate to them, frequency of contact with them, the methods, and the responsible people. It's another example of the stakeholder analysis. We have the stakeholders, the impact of their changes, their current mindset and their desired mindset within the project, any concerns and issues they may have, and also their strategic influence and responsibility.
So we're here at the material list. These are all the materials required for our project. The rates were determined from researching multiple hardware stores, the prices, and we input the best possible rates that we could find. At the top right here, we have our workers under our payroll. These include the designer, carpenter, laborer, and electrician. So based on our material and labor costs, we're able to come up with a project estimate. The cabin is expected to be completed within 3 days. So day one will just be our foundation. That includes site prep done by our designer and lead hand, and concrete work done by our laborer. Day two would be framing. That's mostly done by our carpenter. This includes wall and roof installation, door installations, and window installation. And finally, in our day three, we'll be doing interior. This includes insulation, electrical, and interior fixtures. Obviously, the electrician will do just some rough electrical work around the cabin. The cabin will not come with electricity, but will have the infrastructure. Say in the future the owner does want to install a generator. So this gives us a project estimate total of approximately $13,600, and our project budget total is approximately $15,700. So looking at the make or buy analysis, to construct the cabin on our own, we see direct material and direct labor costs totaling up to $13,623. So a similar 108 square feet cabin purchased from a builder comes down to a total of $21,000. So obviously it's $7,400 cheaper to construct the cabin ourselves rather than purchase it from a buyer. So this concludes our presentations, and thank you for listening.